What's going on, y'all? It's your man, Stephen Bardo, coming back to you with another Bardo's Breakdown. I'm your host, and it's been a minute. I've been enjoying myself in the sun and fun, traveling around a little bit, but I'm starting to pay more attention to college basketball now. So I'm going to try to come on and give my thoughts as we hit the meat of the Big Ten schedule and the college basketball schedule as we roll into March Madness in a couple months. Pardon me. First off, man, shout out and congratulations to my nephew, John Blackwell of Wisconsin. They had a border rivalry game against Minnesota at Minnesota. The kid from Minnesota raises up and hits a three to tie the game. I think it's 5 seconds left, inbound the ball to John. He goes straight up the left-hand side of the floor, elevates right over his defender, just bangs a three. I believe he had 27 points on the night. Game winner, and Wisconsin avoids a letdown, so to speak, because they upset Michigan the previous game, and they go on the road to get a big victory against an improved Minnesota Gophers team. Minnesota's playing a lot better. They seem to be playing with a lot more cohesiveness and toughness, and Wisconsin was fortunate to get out of that one last night. But shout out to my nephew who's doing it big. Great job on the year. I believe he's at 18 or 19 points a game. He and Nick Boyd have done a good job of coming together and, creating a dynamic backcourt for the Wisconsin Badgers. When I look at the Big Ten, and I'm going to pull this up real quick. When I look at the 10, fellas, and it's a year where it's obviously top heavy because there is a lot of mediocrity, and this is something that I wouldn't say when I was working on the networks, but there's a lot of mediocrity in the Big Ten this year, right? As I pull this up. But of the top teams in the Big Ten, and you know what? Screw it, man. It ain't putting pressure on. It's what I think. Nebraska, Purdue, Michigan State, Michigan, Illinois. I'll throw Wisconsin in there. Those are the teams to me that have a chance to advance deep in the tournament. Out of those teams, I think that Illinois and Michigan are the best suited to have the deepest runs. Maybe Michigan State. I've only seen Nebraska play a couple times. I like that freshman, Braden Frager. Oh, I like him a lot. I think that's who I'm talking about. I like him a lot. Peyton Sanford seems to have a rebirth over there. And I'm happy for Fred Hoiberg because you're not going to find a better dude in the business. Fred's class always has been, always will be. So big ups to the Nebraska Cornhuskers, who are one of 4 undefeated teams left in college basketball. Doing a fantastic job at 17-0. Purdue, only 1 loss on the season. Ran to a buzzsaw. Believe it was Iowa State that popped them. Let me make sure. Yeah, and Iowa State popped them. But outside of that, Purdue has been great. Do they have the depth, size, experience? Best point guard in the country? Yeah. So Purdue's got a great shot. Michigan State, I believe Jeremy Fears had 25 and 10 in their victory over Indiana. Cohen Carr, one of the better athletes in college basketball. The thing that concerns me a little bit with Michigan State is their perimeter shooting. If teams have a little bit of quickness and size and they can pack it in a little bit, that concerns me about Michigan State. But I do think they have the personnel to make a deep run. Obviously, the Wolverines are loaded, stacked. And I love that Morez Johnson is having a breakout season. I love their size. I love their depth. We all know that Dusty May's a hell of a coach. And Yaxelberg is a guy that can go get – he can put you on his shoulders for a period of the game. He can carry you. And then they've got plug-in guys. Namari Burnett. He's been around college basketball for 12 years, right? He knows how to play. What's the the forward who plays with his hair on fire. He's been around forever. Michigan has everything they need to make a national championship run. And then the My Fighting Illini. And yes, My Fighting Illini. Because now I don't have to be, I can be who I want to be. I love this Illini team. I don't know if it's Brad's best team, but I think it could be his most talented. I really want to see Tommy Tomislav play a little. I want to see him get more involved. It seems like with his brother is uber skilled. Mirkovic is uber skilled. I love that freshman. Keaton Wagler. I mean, come on, guys. Are we talking lottery? Let me pull up this mock draft. The things that I've seen don't necessarily have him in the lottery because this freshman class is the best that I can remember, guys. Let me run off this list. Wagler would be a lottery pick in any other year, but this year, because let me run this list down to you. Darren Peterson, projected number 1. AJ DeBansa, number 2. Cameron Bouger, number 3. Kingston Flemings, which I think that'll be flipped because Caleb Wilson, if Caleb Wilson doesn't go top 3 or 4, somebody's tripping. Caleb Wilson, 5. Mikhail Brown, 6. Elijah Arenas, 7. Braxton Mullins, 8. Chris Sinek, 9. Nate Ament, 10. That's 10 freshmen in the top 10 picks. Not from across the pond. These are all U.S. bred players, right? They got LeBaron Philon, a sophomore. Darius Acuff, freshman from Arkansas, outstanding. Heinz Steinbach, the big fella from Washington. They got him in the back end of the lottery. Malik Thomas, who's in the backcourt with Darius Acuff at Arkansas, freshman. Brendan Burries from Arizona, freshman. And I ain't even talking about Koa Pete. And Koa Pete may not be the type of, he's a little bit undersized for his position, but he's a freshman. And they got him in the last pick of the lottery. All these guys are freshmen, guys. I'm talking about Avdalas from Virginia Tech, freshman. So if Wagler was any other year, he'd be guaranteed lottery, right? But Stojakovic, I love his downhill ability, getting to the rim, being able to score. They've got a bona fide scorer. Illinois has everything you need. The only thing that I was a little disappointed in is this the backup point guard. I thought he was going to be really good. Let me look up his last name. I want to get his last name right because I was very high on him. But the word is that he's a defensive liability and he's small. And you can't be a defensive liability and small. That doesn't work. Where is this kid? Mahilio Petrovic. That's what I'm talking about. He's listed at 6'3", 180. He's quick. Can do some things with the ball, but when you can't hide him defensively. And, I think the key to the team is Boswell. So when you've got Wagler and Boswell playing the way that they're playing, there's not going to be a lot of playing time, right? I mean, I even liked Brandon Lee when he came off the bench in pre-conference play. I liked him, but it's just hard to find minutes for him. So, this team, Tomislav, Big Z, 7172. Jason Jackstis, 6'10". Stojakovic is 6'7". Where's David? Where's the guy? Oh, Mirkovic, 6'9". Illinois has everything they need. They can shoot three. Boswell can break defense down. Walker's going to have to get stronger. I've seen him go into his moves, and now that he's in Big Ten play, it's a lot more physical. He'll develop it though, because the kid he looks like a savant. He doesn't look like he gets flustered. I've seen cats get up in him, and he just does his thing. And guys, I talk to NBA scouts a lot, and one scout told me that they didn't think he played well against Iowa, but let me give you his stat line. And this is why the guy said that he thought that Walker's a pro, because he's their leading scorer. He's shooting 41% from the three, 83% from the field, 46% from the field. 83 from the free throw line. He's averaging 5.2 rebounds a game, guys. That's third on the team from pretty much the point guard position. He and Kylan are both running the point, but I'd argue that Keaton is really kind of initiating the offense, right? So let's see what he did. Okay, so for a game that he didn't turn this on. For a game where he didn't play his best, 19 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 turnovers. But he's handling the ball a lot. But shot 57% from 3. And he's still knocking down his free throws. So I like this team. It could be Brad's most talented team. Could be. I'm not saying it's his best team, because that remains to be seen, obviously. But this is a damn good team. And I'm rooting for him. I'm pulling for him. Big time. Let me look at their schedule real quick, because I want to see some of the games that I definitely need to lock into. The fact that the defensive job that they did on Bennett Sturts of Iowa was impressive. And Sturts is a first round, looks like a first round lock. Some people have him in the lottery. The mock draft that I'm looking at is where am I? NBAdraft.net is one that I really like. And they have Bennett Sturts, where is he? At 18, right outside of the lottery. And Kylan Boswell, to me, who could probably be the best defensive guard in the country when he wants to be, got in his ass, got in his job, made it difficult for him, screaming at him, hollering at him. Guys, as me as a former Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year, that makes me cream. I'm telling you, I get excited about that. A guy who's a bulldog on the defensive end that is can also score the basketball. Kylan Boswell, to me, is playing like a first team or second team All Big Ten performer. So there's a lot to be excited about with this Illinois team. A lot to be excited about with that Purdue team. A lot to be excited about the Michigan teams, especially Michigan and Michigan State. A lot to be excited with Nebraska. And now Wisconsin, because, guys, let's face it. You've seen Greg Gard do this now for, is this 3 years now? Brought A.J. Storr in, and he blended very well. You bring in John Tanji. He blends in perfectly. And now you bring in Nick Boyd, and he's balling. So you got to give credit to Greg Gard for that, don't you? I would think so. He created the system. He created the environment. I know his communication with his players is crystal clear. That's why they play the way they do. So those teams, to me, are very exciting to pay attention to. Can a group out of the next, let's see. Let me get back to the standings. Can a team come out of this next group the UCLA, the USC, Minnesota, Indiana, Ohio State, possibly. I don't think they'll come out and contend for a championship, but can they catch fire down the stretch and maybe do some damage in the tournament? Possibly. Right? Remains to be seen. I know that USC is banged up a little bit. They've been banged up, but they're still 14-3 and 3-3 in conference play. I talked about Minnesota and their improvement. Indiana is obviously improved. But I think that the Hoosiers are having problems in the second half of games. They come out really well, but then they've struggled in a loss to Nebraska, loss at Michigan State, and I believe their loss before that, they've had their second half struggles. So it remains to be seen if they can overcome that. But we'll see. But definitely those top 6 teams, they got a chance. I mean, all of them have a chance to win the conference title, but all 6 of those teams have a chance to do damage in the tournament. And I believe Michigan, Illinois, Purdue, I think they're Final Four contenders. I really do. I have to see more of Nebraska. Again, Michigan State's outside shooting concerns me a bit, but I like their makeup of their team. And if Jeremy Fears keeps playing the way that he's playing, shoot, they got something. So, guys, I hadn't been on for probably over. No, it's probably been about 10 months. It's been a while. So I'll come on here and give my thoughts about what I've seen about particular games and players and the state of college basketball as it pertains, especially to the Big Ten Conference. I'm also going to start interviewing former Big Ten greats and what are they doing now. So expect more of that. Share with people that you think would enjoy this discussion and topic. And, let's get at it. I mean, I look at my friends over at Sleeper Media. I applaud them. They're grinding. They're growing. I see they now have like over 30,000 subscribers. Congratulations to them. They deserve all that they get. I don't always agree with what they say, but that's good. But they're putting in the work. So congratulations to them. So yeah. So we'll have fun with this moving forward. You guys have a great rest of your day and rest of your week. I'll pop up with some more stuff. I mean, because I think it's a big night in the Big Ten tonight. If I'm not mistaken, there's a triple header on Big Ten Network, so I get to see my old friends work. Let me see. Hold on for a second. I'm pulling up. I believe there's a triple header on Big Ten tonight. Yep. Iowa at Purdue, which probably is not going to be very competitive. Illinois at Northwestern, which probably won't be very competitive. But I got skin in the game with my Illini and my nephew, Phoenix Gill on Northwestern side. And I love the Northwestern staff. Chris Collins, Chris Lowry, Brian James, those are my dudes. Brian McIntosh, those are my people. And then Michigan and Washington. Now, I think Washington can be competitive at home. I do. But I want to see how Michigan responds after that loss against Wisconsin. So 3 really good games in the Big Ten tonight. I'll be tuned in, and I may come on tomorrow to discuss if something surprising happens. Or if I feel like it, I'll just jump on and give my thoughts. All right? So thanks for tuning in. For those of you that tuned in, I appreciate you. Love you. And until next time, holla, y'all.